What's up, vapors? Thanks for checking out Daily Vape TV. My name is Nick, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Redemption RDA. Alright guys, so today's random question is, what are your thoughts on metal drip tips? Personally, I cannot stand them. I hate the way they feel when I'm vaping on them. I feel like I get like a sort of metallic taste in my mouth, and I'm really terrified that when I'm driving and vaping that I'm going to run over a pothole or something like that and just chip a tooth. But what are some of your thoughts on metal drip tips? I'd love to know, so just leave me a comment right down there in the box below. So the Redemption RDA is a new one from our friends over at Armageddon Manufacturing, with a big shout out and thank you going their way for allowing me to take a look at this device for the purpose of making this video. And with that, this one was voted on by you guys out there in my Review Queue Tuesday poll to be bumped right up in the queue, and now I'm taking a look at it today. And I've thrown a couple of builds in here. I've vaped probably 120 mils of juice out of it, and I gotta say, so far I'm definitely digging it. It's kind of like if a low pro sort of flavor RDA had a baby with the Goon, but flipped it on its head, and this is the result. So taking a quick look online, this device is available in 6 different finish options. You have stainless steel, black like the one I've got right here, heat treated, brass, copper, and black and blue splatter, and it's going to run you 65 bucks, so get your vape budget ready for this one. And if you guys want to pick one up for yourself, I'll leave links right down there in the description below. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive down to the close-up view and take a better look at this thing. Alright guys, so as you can see, we've got the Redemption RDA in its original box, so let's quickly take a look around the packaging and then we'll talk about what's inside. So first and foremost, yeah, badass looking skull right there staring back at you on the front. I just love their logos and their style and just everything about that. I just gotta love it, man. Even the Redemption font, that's just cool looking to me. Very, very, very simple packaging, and there's no frills here whatsoever. Just your color indication right there. Mine's matte black. And then on the back here, it's got their Facebook and their website, and the back, we've got ArmageddonManufacturing.com with their cool gas mask logo as well. So just pop the top here real quick, and we have, well, starting off with the obligatory bag of parts with their cool looking logo once again. And it's got all of your necessary parts in there. You've got a couple extra screws, you've got a couple extra O-rings, and a little square clampy thing as well. And this package actually contains the squonk pin, although yours will not. This is an optional squonk pin here. They threw me one when they gave me the device, but yours will not have that in there. Just forewarning everyone, don't get confused by this little section here. And then we have the Redemption itself. Again, just a badass little thing here, which we'll be taking a look at in just a second. And then you get this monster drip tip as well. So you get this big honkin' piece of Delrin in the box with it. And that's it. That's all you get in there. There's no instructions. There's no quick start guide. There's no nothing. There's a little bit of foam in the bottom, but that's about it. Alright guys, let's go over the specs. First of all, it's 24 millimeters in diameter. It's got dual 5 millimeter Apocalypse style airflow holes with a single airflow option as well. Rapture style posts, a Delrin cap with a replacement donut cap included, removable negative post, serialized deck, and cap placement locks. Alright guys, let's go over the Redemption from top to bottom as we normally do. Starting off with the drip tip here, this is your standard 810 Delrin drip tip. Nothing too fancy whatsoever about this guy here. It's kind of the short and fat style, friction fit, and you can see the bore right down the middle, nice and wide. And just to show you guys that it is in fact 810 fitting, I've got the dead rabbit tip right here, and it just pops right into place, nice and snug, just like that. So if you got 810 tips hanging around, then you can absolutely use it with the Redemption RDA. So here's the replacement donut cap that they give you inside the box, and as you can see, nice thick walls on this thing here, huge bore at the top, and it narrows down towards the bottom, so it has this little conical sort of shape to it. Taking a look at the bottom, you can see it's a little bit of a fake out tip because the bottom is a lot thinner than the top. However, it's good for cloud chasing. It keeps the heat away from your lips. And just as a little comparison here, we have the standard tip that you get that comes pre-installed on the device. So there you go. There's your little side-by-side comparison for you guys. So this little top cap section here is your airflow control, and it's made out of a heat-resistant plastic. I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, it's somewhere in the area of 600 degrees Fahrenheit or some crazy number like that, but don't quote me on that. I'm not sure, and it's not specified by the manufacturer. So you can see the little O-ring right on the inside lip there that holds your drip tip in place no problem, nice and snug, and one on the outside to hold the airflow control section into the barrel, which it holds, again, very nice and firm. You can actually support the entire weight of your mod if you just pick up the entire device by the top cab. You can see the teardrop little airflow control section right there. That's for dual airflow, and it has the sort of apocalypse style, as you can see there. And then there's your single airflow control right there. It's just a standard round hole, but you can still kind of control that left and right if you want to close that off ever so slightly. So here's the middle barrel section of the device, and as you can see, it's got this badass looking skull on one side there. You have your dual 5mm circular airflow holes there, and you have the Redemption logo on the back. Very nice subtle engravings, not too deep, not too shallow, but it definitely stands out. So on the inside of the barrel section, you can see these little tabs here. That is your cap placement locks, and those actually lock the cap into place, so it makes it a lot easier to take the device off of your mod, and also it kind of lines up that airflow nice and perfect every single time. So here's the build deck itself, and as you can see, it's very similar to its sister RDA, the Rapture, and with that, it's got that bottom clamp style, so if you just tighten up these here, it just kind of sucks up that plate at the bottom, and you can loosen it just like that. It's very easy to build on. You just slot your coils right through there and tighten them down. Very, very easy to get your coils in there, easy to trim your excess wire, easy to fit your cotton in there, and plenty of airflow gets all the way through, even when you have a lot of cotton in there. So very, very cool design. It would also make for a good squonker if only they included the squonk pin, but hey, what can you do? Also, you can see the little registration marks on the sides here. That's where the little tabs on the barrel section fit into place, and that will keep your cap nice and straight and aligned. Flathead screws on this one here. Never had any real problems with it whatsoever. Nice and chunky and easy to work with. And then you can see on the side here, you can see the two O-rings that hold the barrel section in place. No problems whatsoever there. Very, very stiff and rigid. And you can, again, just pick the whole device up with just the barrel section, and it's going to hold on nice and tight. And on the bottom here, we have manufactured by Armageddon and the serial number at the bottom with a gold-plated 510 pin as well. So that's about all I've got to say about the Redemption RDA in this little up-close section here. Let's go back to the main screen, have a quick vape on this thing, and we'll talk about it some more. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the close-up section of the video. Now let's talk about my personal thoughts about this device, some pros, some cons, and whether or not it's worth purchasing. Starting off today with the pros, and my first pro is that it has plenty of airflow. This thing has absolutely massive airflow holes. You're talking about 5mm dual airflow slots on this one, and I find I cut it off about a quarter of the way, so personally, I probably wouldn't use it with the full airflow. However, it's there if you need it. If you want to cloud chase with this thing, you shouldn't have any issues whatsoever. And if you think you need more airflow with this one, then why bother even using a top cap in the first place? My second pro for this one is that you have a surprising amount of build room with this one here. And considering the fact that the post system is pretty simplified, you have a lot of room to build bigger coils. If you want to build 3.5, 4 millimeters, you should be able to fit those in there no problem. Or if you want to get tricky with your wire, you can put some Fralians in there if you want to, maybe up to 8 or 9 wraps, and I think you should be able to fit that no problem whatsoever. And my third pro for this device is that it comes with a couple of really nice wide bore drip tips. Now, the one that comes on the device in the box is nice, however, it's just your standard Delrin 810 wide bore tip, whereas the second one they give you right there in the box is this monstrosity right here, and this is a huge honkin' chunk of Delrin, but the walls are nice and thick on it, and this one's going to be absolutely great for anyone out there that vapes above 100 or 150 watts or so, or, you know, those hellaciously hot builds. This one is going to be the tip for you because the walls are nice and thick, it doesn't heat up whatsoever, there's no heat transfer at all, and this is going to be great for all those hot builds out there. And my fourth and final pro for this device are the engravings. I absolutely love all of Armageddon's engravings across all of their different devices. I just think they look really, really cool and badass. It's got the skull going on with the gnarly teeth, and even the Redemption font kind of has that sort of Doom look to it, and I just cannot get enough of Armageddon's engravings. Alright guys, so moving on to the cons, my first con is that they should have included a squonk pin with this one. Now, they did give me a squonk pin when they gave me the device itself for this review. However, it's going to cost you an extra $8 if you are a squonker out there and you want to use the redemption on your BF mod. Now, with that being said, I know not everybody is a squonker out there, but considering the fact that this device already costs $65, having an extra $8 cost on top of that just to use it as a squonker is a little bit hefty in my opinion. My second con for this device is I believe they should have had that heat-resistant plastic AFC as an option on their website rather than standard. Now, personally, I don't have a problem with it whatsoever. I really don't mind having heat-resistant plastic that close to coils. I understand that it's not going to melt, but I know some people out there might be a little bit weary of that, especially with coils just being that close to that piece. But with that being said, they could have easily set it up on their website, so you could either choose a metal or a plastic top cap. And my third and final con for this one is the price. It's kind of hard for me to rationalize a $65 price tag, especially considering the fact that you don't get a squonk pin included in the box. And with that, also consider the fact that they just knocked their Apocalypse Gen 2 price down to $40 on their website, which I think is a screaming deal. And personally, I would probably go with that and a squonk pin over this one. So at the end of the day, is this device worth purchasing? Would I go out of my way to pick one of these up if I didn't get this one in for a review? And I'm going to say yes to this one as long as it's in the vape budget. This one is right on that bubble between expensive and really cheap, so it's really hard for me to rationalize. So let's put it this way. If I'm going to be using this thing all day, every day, this is my one and only RDA, then yeah, I can definitely see spending 65 bucks on it. However, if you're a squonker, then I'm going to say there's better options out there on the table, considering the fact that the price tag goes up to 73 bucks if you are a squonker, and I just feel like that's almost a squonker tax. So with that, I'll let you guys make the final decision for yourselves, and if you want to pick one up, then I'll leave links right down there in the description below. So that about does it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. Don't forget to click that notification bell right next to the subscribe button if you want to be alerted whenever I upload videos. Also, leave me some comments in the box below. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the redemption or anything else you guys want to discuss down there. Also, make sure you check out the advocacy and my social media links right down there in the description below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and as always, vape on.